Time now for your Pinpoint Weather Good for Utah First Forecast.
Well, the clouds were streaming in across the Wasatch Front. This is the Blue Lemon camera in the Highland area. Nice day today. Temperatures have been mild, a little bit of wind. As in fact, speaking of those temperatures, it's in the low and mid 50s. There's the wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour. I'll have a full look at your forecast in 15 minutes.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 Utah. News at 4 starts now.
New information coming in about a 17-year-old shot by Salt Lake police officers. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadia Crow. That 17-year-old remains in the hospital but is out of a coma. Police say officers shot him Saturday night near the downtown Salt Lake homeless shelter when they say he refused to follow orders. The teen was shot several times, including in the chest, and he's now under guard by Salt Lake police at a local hospital. We're now hearing from the police chief and the mayor about the ongoing investigation. And Good for Utah's Marcos Ortiz is following this story. Marcos, what do we know about the teen's condition?
Well, his cousin says he came out of that coma yesterday and was talking a little bit. Now, he's under police guard, as you mentioned, but his family saw him yesterday, courtesy of the police chief who wanted his mother to see him. The shooting took place Saturday night, as you mentioned, near the Salt Lake City homeless shelter. This is home video from someone there who didn't want to be identified. Police say the 17-year-old was involved in a fight and was beating another young man with a stick. Now, the police chief says two officers approached the teen, ordering him to put the stick down. Now, according to the police chief, the 17-year-old turned towards them with a stick in his hand, and that's when the two officers fired at him. Now, at a news conference, Police Chief Mike Brown says he met with the family yesterday.
I talked to the mother. Now, it was through the use of an interpreter, but I think it was almost a universal when I looked in her eyes and I gave her a hug and I said, This is a tragic situation, and we are sorry.
Now, I did meet with the 17-year-old's cousin. He identified the teen as Abdi Mohammed, sometimes goes by the name of Damu King. Now, in the next hour, the cousin was there when the shooting happened. He gives us his perspective. In the newsroom, Marcos Ortiz, Good for Utah.
A Utah teen accused of murdering his 15-year-old girlfriend changed his plea to guilty today. Police say Darwin Bagshaw fatally beat Ann Kasperzak before dumping her body into the Jordan River. Bagshaw allegedly committed the crime as a 14-year-old back in 2012. Well, he's now 18 and facing charges as an adult. Today, the victim's family members watched as Bagshaw pled guilty.
I would like him to remember that every moment he gets to have, Annie doesn't get to have. I don't feel happy that he graduated. I don't feel happy that he has done any of these other things. I don't want to punish him, but every little happy moment that he gets is a happy moment that she doesn't get to have.
Before the change of plea, Bagshaw had a 3-week trial scheduled to begin in March. We'll talk more with the victim's family about the change tonight at 5. Right now, the Department of Corrections wants you to be on the lookout for 5 wanted fugitives. All are in violation of their parole, and one has been missing since 2008. There's already been a lot of criticism of the DOC after a fugitive shot and killed Officer Doug Barney. Good for Utah's Felicia Martinez has the latest on the 5 fugitives.
Take a look at these 5 fugitives. They are among the Utah Department of Corrections' top 10 most wanted. All have gone missing from parole supervision, all with outstanding warrants, and all last seen in the Salt Lake City area. The Department of Corrections released the photos on their Facebook page, asking for the public's help. First, there is 34-year-old Adam Troy Kozart, on parole for attempted murder, possession of a dangerous weapon with a restricted person, possession of a controlled substance, and theft by receiving stolen property. Missing since June 4th, 2015. Second, there is 24-year-old Irvin Forrest Jr. Some of his convictions include burglary, robbery, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Missing since July 25th, 2015. Third, 35-year-old Michael John Bowden, on parole for child abuse and neglect. Missing since November 6th, 2014. Fourth, 59-year-old Gustavo Chavez Ibar, on parole for forcible sex abuse. Missing since August 23rd, 2012. And last, 39-year-old Ramon Arbayo, unaccounted for since May 14th, 2008. He is on parole for aggravated assault, burglary, and theft. In response to the DOC's post, Jared White asks, why don't you send out the fugitive apprehension team to get them instead of asking the public to do your job? Why aren't closer tabs kept on them? You should know where they are 24/7. The U.S. Marshal's Office is currently one task force that has to hunt down these fugitives once they fall off the radar. But they are the central place local agencies go to for help.
We have to prioritize, and we determine if this is a case we can assist them with. And then together we bring our resources, including our electronic resources and, in terms of computers and systems we have there, and our fugitive hunters just, hitting the streets and looking for these people.
Felicia Martinez, Good for Utah.
According to the DOC, since February, more than 250 fugitives have been apprehended. If you have seen any of the 5 we just showed you, DOC reps say do not approach them. Instead, just call 911. A bill that would provide millions of dollars to fund an innovative new approach to help the homelessness was approved by a House committee today. And Chief Political Correspondent Glenn Mills is joining us now live from Utah's Capitol Hill with the latest. Glenn, how much money are we talking about?
Well, Nadia, the bill incrementally seeks $20 million in one-time funding and then $7 million in ongoing funds. That money would be used to create new shelters and also renovate existing ones. House Bill 436 is the Housing and Homeless Reform Initiative, and it went before committee just this morning. Sponsor Representative Francis Gibson was joined by Salt Lake City Mayor Jackie Biskupski, Utah Jazz owner and Homeless Commission member Gail Miller, and other advocates as that bill was presented. The idea is to scatter smaller shelters around the area that meet the needs of specific homeless populations. We're talking women and children or veterans. Ideally, each of those shelters would house no more than 300 people at a time.
Many of these children are victims of domestic violence or have disabilities, and they're exposed to things that school children should never be exposed to as they live in the greater population of the homelessness. They must be protected.
I realize that it's a big number, and I realize I may or may not get all of it, but we need to move in this direction.
Advocate Pamela Atkinson testified that 80% of the homeless in our state are from Utah, as she urged the committee to approve the bill. They did just that on a unanimous vote. Live at the Capitol, Glenn Mills, Good for Utah.
A new contender has thrown his hat into the ring in the race for Utah's governor. Today, Dr. Von R. Cook officially announced his candidacy. He's the former chair of the Utah Democratic Party and says he's concerned about the current state of Utah politics.
I've watched the governmental process in this state move from one of compromise and accommodation to a supermajority that is now maintained by gerrymandering and unnecessary politicizing.
Cook says the way to change that is to re-energize the government with new blood and new ideas. Coming up in your national headlines today, a U.S. Navy SEAL is awarded the Medal of Honor after rescuing a hostage from the Taliban. How he saved the hostage but lost his comrade. Plus, a man accused of killing a Virginia police officer is in court today. Find out how a domestic abuse call turned deadly.
Wednesday, Master American Crime on ABC4 Utah News. There are more than 80,000 companies in Utah, and only 15 state inspectors investigate environmental and safety concerns in the workplace.
We just don't have the manpower to go out to every single business.
Nadia Crow examines how a lack of funding and manpower could be impacting Utahns on the job.
I got a wife and 3 kids. I'm not going to risk my life.
Creating conditions for an accident waiting to happen. Wednesday at 10 on ABC4 Utah News.
Have you ever wondered, am I going to get the care I need if I get into a car accident? Well, the AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford provides a benefit called Recover Care for drivers age 50 and over. If you're ever hurt in a car accident, they'll help pay for everyday needs like grocery shopping, house cleaning, and more.
They take care of you. The Hartford takes care of you.
Save $420 on average. Call the Hartford at 1-800-683-7417 for a free quote or go to trusthartford.com.
The Air Quality Report is brought to you by Clear Nasal Spray.
An accused cop killer faced the judge in a Virginia courtroom today. Army Staff Sergeant Ronald Hamilton will remain behind bars without bail. The 32-year-old is charged with the murder of his wife, as well as a rookie police officer just 1 day after she was sworn in. Saturday, authorities say Officer Ashley Gwendon and 2 other officers responded to a 911 call with reports of domestic abuse. When they arrived, officials say Hamilton opened fire.
Couldn't be any worse case than this. I always call this an officer's worst nightmare, to go to a routine call and wind up dead.
Investigators found Hamilton's wife dead inside the home as well. His 11-year-old son was also inside, but unharmed. The prosecutor said he'll likely seek the death penalty against Hamilton. A U.S. Navy SEAL was awarded the Medal of Honor today. U.S. Senior Chief Special Warfare Operator Edward Byers is only the 5th Navy SEAL to receive the award. Back in 2012, Byers helped with the rescue of an American civilian being held hostage by Taliban insurgents in Afghanistan. The Pentagon says he used hand-to-hand combat with multiple assailants and used his own body to shield the hostage. But the rescue also resulted in the death of a member of the Navy's Special Warfare Development Group, also known as SEAL Team 6. Byers performed CPR on his teammate for 40 minutes in an attempt to save him. They don't call it Super Tuesday for nothing, and Donald Trump has racked up support from some of the loudest names in politics, including an endorsement from New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Trump is leading in most states and is now set to have one more big win on Super Tuesday. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton has more delegates and more momentum than Bernie Sanders. That's following her victory this weekend in South Carolina. Texas, Georgia, and Virginia stand as the biggest opportunities for Clinton to dominate among black voters. Find out what we can expect from Super Tuesday coming up at 4:30. Still ahead, a worldwide debate launched after the release of the Netflix special, Making a Murderer. Coming up, we'll show you how the documentary is dividing the small Wisconsin community at the center of the controversy.
And we're looking at a pretty good day out there. A lot of clouds still hanging on the Wasatch Mountains. Air quality is excellent. Your temperatures are mild. Could it stay this way? I'll let you know in your Pinpoint weather forecast.
Let your ideas grow at the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival, March 11th through 13th at Southtown Expo Center.
Plans for the good for Utah backyard, provided by Mill Creek Gardens.
Come into Arctic Circle today for one of our famous above-the-rim chocolate shakes. Enjoy the delicious combination of chocolate mixed with cookie dough, peanut butter cup, Oreo, or create your own combination. Arctic Circle, where the good stuff is.
Watch ABC4 Utah News Tuesdays at 4 for advice and tips for a healthier life from IASIS Healthcare, including Salt Lake Regional Medical Center. ABC4 Utah and IASIS Healthcare, because good health is good for Utah.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Dan Pope.
On our UCare downtown camera, what a beautiful day it has been today. We are looking at some clouds. We're looking at some blue skies. How about that one? And a lot of warm weather with those brisk northerly winds, 15, 20 miles per hour. Overall, though, it turned out to be a very, very pleasant day. And more is on the way, although tons of clouds will be in northern Utah, not so much in the south. Look how nice it is. I talked with a number of people who were in southern Utah over the weekend, and they said it was absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure you folks in St. George are saying the same thing. This weather really is terrific. Yes, we could use some more precipitation. But things are getting better as far as the drought is concerned, and with conditions remaining the way they are right now, we certainly could use the snow, but for now, we're looking fairly good. 52 right now in Ogden, 52 in Salt Lake City, Provo is 53. So this is what I'm talking about with the drought. California, still exceptional drought here. We see this really red region, especially in these darker red areas. That is extreme drought, exceptional drought. But here in Utah, we've seen the east and the south, south central, southeastern sections. you're out of the drought officially. Now, the drought hangs on in western Utah, but last year we had extreme drought in this area, so now we're only looking at moderate or even slightly more dry conditions here in the northwest, the Wasatch Front. But as you can see, that drought is pushing a bit more west, and so we're not in as bad a shape as we were a year ago, but the snowpack right now is starting to dwindle with this warm weather. We certainly need a series of storms to come in during the month of March to really help the snowpack out. Clouds are kind of on the decrease right now. We'll see a little bit of clearing tonight, and then that'll be followed by a fairly good-sized storm coming in for Tuesday night, Wednesday in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. It will skim northern Utah, much like this storm did today. I don't anticipate much precipitation with it, but a lot of clouds. 38 in Salt Lake City tonight, 22 for a low temperature in Logan. It's going to be 28 in Provo, 20s in Vernal, mostly clear in the south. Mostly cloudy across Nevada, partly cloudy across northern Utah, southern Idaho, and southwest Wyoming. Then during the day tomorrow, those temperatures are going to warm up a little bit, maybe a little warmer than they were today. 61 in Salt Lake City tomorrow. Clouds, though, will be increasing. We'll see some sunshine in the morning. Afternoon clouds increasing from a line about Rock Springs over to Provo and Delta. From there northwestward, expect to see a lot of clouds. Might be a couple of showers in southern Idaho late in the day. Might be a sprinkle or two by evening in Elko. Ely, you'll be 56 and a high temperature of 55 in Price and 75 again in St. George. Lovely weather for much of southern Utah. Even Bluff will be there at 62. Now, the day plan for tomorrow is looking great. We're talking a high of 75. The first day of March, we're going to say, coming in like a lamb there for you. Partly cloudy skies in southern Utah. Plenty of sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. 77 on Wednesday, 74 on Thursday. More clouds coming in late in the week. Now, it is going to turn breezy, and we have that weather change that I was kind of talking about. Something that may be the change as we head into March that will bring us those storms and help the snowpack out a bit. Breezy to windy conditions with a chance for showers in southern Utah on Monday. Not too bad, though. Along the Wasatch Front, 38 degrees, a mild start. Lots and lots of clouds throughout the afternoon. We'll still have a good commute. The high is going to be 61 degrees. Nice day, but more clouds coming in. Partly to mostly cloudy on Wednesday, high of about 60. Thursday and Friday, mix of clouds and sunshine. Look at these high temperatures. We're anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above average. Saturday, 65. Windy on Sunday, also 65. Then a sharp drop in temperatures with a chance for showers beginning Monday. And that may be the trend next week, Nadia. So enjoy this week while it lasts.
Right now, we're following breaking news out of Logan. Intermountain Healthcare has evacuated its Instacare on 412 North 200 East because of a bomb threat. Now, Logan police are on the scene trying to figure out if the threat is real, but all patients and staff are now out of the building. We have calls into Logan Police Department for more information, and we'll bring you any updates as we get them. The Netflix documentary special, Making a Murderer, has set off protests all around the country. Some people claiming the innocence of convicted killer Stephen Avery. At the center of the controversy, Manitowoc County, Wisconsin. Nate Stewart from our sister station, WFRV in Wisconsin, explains how the controversy is dividing residents there.
A once peaceful county in northeast Wisconsin.
Manitowoc County, take a stand. Don't imprison an innocent man.
Has become the center stage for controversy, alleged corruption, and chaos.
We just have a feeling that that Brennan and Stephen are both innocent and that they deserve new trials, and that they should also be aware of what they have going on in this town as far as their government goes.
It's not just the protesters here in Manitowoc that think Stephen Avery is innocent.
Give these men their life back.
It's all over the country. This after Netflix's Making a Murderer was released late last year.
Absolutely, we're in the national spotlight.
In 2016 alone, the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office received credible bomb threats for the first time, closing down streets, evacuating buildings, and putting the public on high alert. The caller claimed it was because of Avery.
The situation has not died down yet. As far as for some people, there's a lot of polarization either way for whether you're pro-Avery or anti-Avery.
People living in Michigan, the community where the Avery Auto Salvage property is located, say that Avery had a bad rep and wasn't respected, and that the documentary has divided the county.
This man was tried, he was convicted, and now all of a sudden there's shambles and he's innocent, and I just don't think that's right.
I think it's just a shame that people are judging this town without even being here and meeting the people.
To help prevent the negativity from expanding, residents created the hashtag #LoveManitowoc to shine some light on the positivity surrounding the county, despite what outsiders see and hear.
We try so hard to let everybody know this is a great place to live.
Even as Manitowoc hopes to rebuild its reputation, and while some will continue to fight for Avery's innocence, one thing is certain: the violent and tragic loss of Teresa Halbach. In Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Nate Stewart reporting.
And we have more breaking news now, this time out of Taylorsville. Police have surrounded a home after a woman was stabbed. Now, this is all happening near 44th South, 1265 West. Officers say the woman went to a neighbor's house after she was attacked. And now officers are trying to make contact with the person inside the house she came from. The woman is in critical condition. We have a crew on the way to the scene, and we'll bring you more information as soon as we get it. Still ahead in entertainment news, surprises and upsets at last night's Academy Awards, from Best Picture to Best Original Song. More from the biggest night in Hollywood next.
Breaking news, the school shooting inside a cafeteria. Images from the scene. Super Tuesday, hours away, the Donald Trump rally, and the photographer thrown to the ground. And Aaron Andrews on the stand right now, the stalker and the hotel video seen by nearly 17 million. Next.
Our breakfast hours are simple, always. Our lunch and dinner hours, same. Our value menu is pretty simple too. Denny's. Welcome to America's Diner.
When someone you love has trouble getting around, a walk in the park is no walk in the park. But what if you could give them the gift of mobility? Empower them to walk whenever and wherever they want to go. Now you can. As part of the Operation Mobility event, we're releasing 100,000 Freedom Edition Hurricanes at a historically low price. This innovative walking cane tackles any terrain, folds up more compactly, and stands on its own. And now it's available in 3 new colors. So the cane that stands alone now helps you stand out.
It has tremendously changed my ability to walk.
I don't know if you call this technology, but I call it a miracle.
Now giving the gift of mobility has never been easier. Request your Hurricane at a historically low price, plus free shipping, by going to hurricane.com and entering the promo code below. That's hurricane.com.
Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orton has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze, and he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. Lines are gone.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $400 for this.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
This instant wrinkle-removing miracle sells for $60, but get yours now for only $39.95, and will include a second tube free. Dr. Orton will even include these 3 anti-aging bonus treatments, a $200 value free. But you must call to order.
Call 1-800-598-0082. That's 1-800-598-0082. Order now.
We're back with the latest in entertainment news and celebrity gossip. JR from United 2 is here with your weekend wrap-up. And there's only one thing that people were really talking about this weekend.
Yes, we need to talk about the Oscars and Chris Rock. How do you think he did as a host?
I thought he did a great job. I think he added in some humor, but everyone was waiting for that monologue at the beginning where he talked about #OscarsSoWhite and talked about the lack of diversity in the nominees. People were waiting for it, and I think he did a good job delivering.
Well, it was funny that you say that, because in the opening monologue, a lot of people kind of said he went too far.
Yeah, he received criticism. There's no doubt he received criticism, but I also saw criticism from Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart had this very much like, we should all get along, let's not let diversity divide us, not really addressing the real issues. Yeah. And I saw a lot of tweets about Kevin Hart being too lenient.
Yeah.
Going too easy on the nominees, not a single one of them being black for any, I mean, so you had Chris Rock, who might have went a little too far, which you might expect from Chris Rock. And then on the other side, you had Kevin Hart, who's like, kumbaya, and people weren't feeling that.
Well, yeah, Kevin Hart was definitely trying to keep that check. So, now, Brie Larson, she won Best Actress in the leading role for Room.
Did you see Room?
No.
Okay. This is one of the issues I have with award shows is people win for movies that you've never seen.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, congratulations to her.
Yeah.
She looks lovely. She was very happy. Deserving of the award, people say. But I just, when I watch these shows, I want to be like, yeah, I watched that movie and it was great.
Now, all right, now, you know, we have to talk about it. Leonardo DiCaprio. He finally got his Oscar.
Finally.
I have to throw out all the funny pictures of him not winning.
Oh, no, Leo. He worked really hard for this.
Yeah. Now, do you think they just gave it to him because they was like, all right, it's that time. We need to just give it to him. Or do you think he was actually the best actor in that category?
I felt like the best actor wasn't even nominated. But out of the people who were nominated, I thought he did a really good job in The Revenant. And I talk to my grandparents all the time. They love the movie. If they like it, I like it.
Okay, cool. And a big shout out to Spotlight. They won Best Picture at the Oscars. So
this is one I'm really upset that I didn't see in the theaters, because these kinds of stories is why people like me get into this business, you know, to investigate and uncover things that are really interesting for us and to be able to expose things that are going wrong. So that's from a journalist standpoint. What do you think? Not being on this side of the industry, would you have liked a movie like Spotlight?
No.
What?
I still don't understand the whole process of picking the movies.
Okay.
I think once we get down to that, I can really be like, oh, okay. Because if you look at it, Straight Outta Compton, like, killed the box office.
Absolutely.
We talked about it on the Weekend Wrap-Up for weeks, being at #1. So I still don't understand the whole process behind the Oscars. But until they tell us the format of how they pick these winners.
Right. Well, and that's part of the Oscar secrecy, right?
Yeah.
That's how they do it. Okay, there was one big slip up that happened on social media. Oh, this makes me cringe.
So we got to talk about it. The Total Beauty website tweeted a picture of Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Yes.
They called her Oprah.
No.
They thought Whoopi Goldberg was Oprah.
Oh, no.
I don't even know how you make that mistake.
I don't know. I don't know. And I saw a tweet by a UCLA professor who said this is the worst night to make that kind of mistake, because you're playing on the stereotype that all black people look alike.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Whoopi, Oprah, whoops, just kidding. You know, that, just not good.
Terrible. It was so bad.
Terrible. I'm laughing because it's so bad.
Yeah. Let's not make that mistake.
Let's not do that. No. Oprah, Whoopi, come on. Come on. All right, that's it for our weekend wrap-up today. JR, you'll be back next week?
Yes, always.
All right, we'll see you then. And coming up, we'll take a look at today's top stories, including Super Tuesday. With all those delegates up for grabs, find out what each candidate is doing for a last-minute push next at 4:30.
You're watching Nadia Crow and Dan Pope. Good for Utah.
Thanks for staying with us on ABC4 Utah News at 4:30. A 17-year-old shot by police is out of a coma today. Police say officers shot him Saturday night near Salt Lake City's homeless shelter at 200 West and Rio Grande Street. He is now under guard by Salt Lake Police at a local hospital. At a news conference today, Police Chief Mike Brown says he met with the family yesterday, and we will hear more from that press conference coming up on ABC4 Utah News at 5. A Utah teen accused of murdering his 15-year-old girlfriend changed his plea to guilty today. Police say Darwin Backshaw fatally beat Ann Kasperzak before dumping her body into the Jordan River. Backshaw allegedly committed the crime as a 14-year-old back in 2012. He's now 18 and facing charges as an adult. Today, Backshaw changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. And we'll talk more with the victim's family coming up at 5. One last day to campaign ahead of Super Tuesday. Tomorrow, millions of voters head to the polls, putting hundreds of delegates up for grabs in the race for president. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Virginia.
Super Tuesday is tomorrow, and this could be it, where 595 delegates are up for grabs for the Republicans and 1,015 for Democrats in 12 states, including right here in Virginia. When all is said and done, boxes checked, ballots closed, the frontrunners could be on their way to becoming the nominees in both parties. Or not. It will, though, provide a strong argument for those who take the most delegates that they should be the nominee for their party, but the rhetoric has intensified, especially among Republicans in recent days.
There have been multiple media reports about Donald's business dealings with the mob, with the mafia.
And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them.
After losing Iowa, GOP frontrunner Donald Trump has seen his numbers in the polls keep growing as he appears unbeatable. But a day before Super Tuesday, Trump went on NBC, rushing to clear up his views about the KKK and its former Grand Wizard, David Duke, who recently endorsed him.
I don't mind disavowing anybody, and I disavowed David Duke, and I disavowed him the day before at a major news conference.
Trump's poll numbers still unfazed. In a new CNN ORC poll out today, Trump banks a new high with his widest lead yet. 49% of Republican voters say they back him up. The candidates are now relentless, rallying in as many states as they can. 3 of the top candidates making stops in Virginia: Trump, Rubio, and Hillary Clinton.
I need your help to go and vote tomorrow, to bring people to vote with you.
Right here in Virginia, a Super Tuesday state, both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton lead in the latest polls. And that seems to be the case in many states voting tomorrow. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Alexandria, Virginia.
Today marks the end of our 5-part series on how to improve your health right now. And we're going back to the basics. In our continued partnership with Intermountain Medical Center, experts explain the importance of knowing your numbers. That's blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol.
120. That is the newly proven target for your systolic blood pressure. That's the top number. The next one is 100. And 100 is your bad cholesterol. LDL cholesterol should be 100 or less. And the next one is also 100. And that is what your fasting blood sugar should be. It should be less than 100.
Coming up tonight at 6, find out why a Sandy man says knowing his numbers meant he could survive a heart attack, and learn what you can do to improve your numbers. Still ahead in consumer news, park pricing on the rise at the happiest place on earth. Disneyland and Disney World want to dig deeper into your pockets. We'll explain coming up. But first, Chief Meteorologist Dan Pope has your forecast. Dan, beautiful weather over the weekend. Is it going to get even warmer?
I don't know how you can be warmer than Saturday was the warmest day of the year.
We are not taking that for granted, but we would like to see more. I think I'm speaking for our viewers out there at this point.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and do it 2 more times at 65?
Ooh, I like it.
Okay, and that'll happen at some point in the next 7 days. You'll have to come back and see which day, but right now we're looking at that blue lemon camera in Highland. What a gorgeous day with a lot of clouds out there, but it was mild. Your pinpoint forecast coming up.
How would you design the perfect meal for Monday? Of course, you'd start with an A&W Papa Burger single, then add fries and a frosty mug of A&W root beer. And make it a sweet deal, just $3.99. That's how you create a masterpiece for Monday, only at A&W.
If I was hurt, well, I don't think I'd need to call a lawyer. I could handle it myself.
What if I told you that hiring a lawyer after a serious injury could result in you getting more money than if you handled your case alone?
Seriously? I guess it'd be worth a call.
Insurance companies love taking advantage of people who try to handle their injury cases alone. That's why you need an experienced attorney. We hold insurance companies accountable to treat people fairly. Don't go it alone. Call Siegfried and Jensen.
Doctor?
Doctor? Dr. Harrington,
You realize this is in a public bathroom, right?
You must be Dr. Harrington.
Yeah?
I've heard you're good.
Well, I've been told.
I'm going to be better.
Really?
I've just been accepted into the university with the most undergraduate and graduate degrees in Utah. So I can imagine anything. Like this being my operating room.
Well, yes, Doctor.
See you in a few years, Doc. Don't break anything.
Mike, what are you doing?
It's Jared. Need to go back to before we caught him drinking. We should have been more involved.
What did you do?
I got involved. I got involved. He likes playing video games. So we played video games, and I told him we didn't want him drinking underage. And it worked.
When parents stay involved, kids stay alcohol-free. No time travel needed.
Need a great car today with easy credit approval and a warranty? Just bring us your W-2. JD Byrider can get you into a great car with a warranty regardless of your credit. Just bring us your W-2 and we'll figure your tax refund while you wait. Don't wait for Uncle Sam. Get a better car today. Easy credit approval process, limited warranty, and discount service. That's the Byrider difference. JD Byrider. Bring us your W-2 now and go.
The Colonel has a plan to make Wednesdays delicious. Every Wednesday at KFC, get the chicken and corn special for just $3.99. That's a drumstick and thigh, mashed potatoes and gravy, biscuit, and sweet corn cobbette.
The Colonel should run for president.
Chicken and corn, $3.99. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Drops all along Wall Street today. Here's a look at the numbers. The Dow dropped 123 points, the NASDAQ 32 points, and the S&P 500 was also down 15 points today at market close. Hold on to your mouse ears. Disneyland in California and Walt Disney World in Florida are starting demand-based pricing. So the resorts will charge 3 different prices depending on the time of the year. So the calendar is now divided into value, regular, and peak periods. A value one-day pass Monday through Thursday will drop to $95. A regular pass for most weekends and summer weeks rises to $105. The price will then shoot up to $112 on peak days. That includes most of December, spring break, and July weekends. Let's see what's next at 5 with Kim Fisher. You know, one of the things I was really surprised about when I moved here a few years back was how many people in Utah love Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Love Disney.
And I have a feeling a lot more Utahns are going to be going on non-peak weeks now.
Exactly.
Save a little
You can
dough.
schedule it now a little bit better. What's coming up at 5?
Well, we got all news stories coming up at 5 o'clock. 2 Democrats are filing a complaint with the Utah bar. We're going to tell you why and who they're targeting. Plus, when the air outside turns brown and hazy, how do you know if it's safe to breathe? A local man is trying to answer that question. Stay tuned for our special report, Dirty Air Monitors. We'll have those stories in just a couple of minutes on ABC4 Utah News at 5. Till then, Nadia, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kim. So ahead in this newscast, how stem cell therapy could help put an end to your joint pain. We'll explain coming up.
An outside, beautiful day on that Hoops Vision Tower cam. There's Grandview Peak in the background. That's the one that's all white and snowy. The other ones, we're starting to see the snow melt on them. Not good with that snowpack. Come on back with me, though, and I'll be talking about your pinpoint weather forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Love your friends. See them better with 2 pairs for $69.95. $1,000 off our ICL-PRK or LASIK refractive surgery. And at Standard Optical, we accept most medical and vision insurance. Standard Optical, where good vision is always in fashion. Let your ideas grow at the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival, March 11th through 13th at the Southtown Expo Center. See Chris and Peyton Lampton of ABC's The Bachelor and HGTV's Going Yard. The Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival. Buy tickets online and save at saltlaketribunehomeshow.com. Let the can-do folks at Same Day Heating and Air take care of all your heating needs this fall. Whether it's a tune-up in Tooele or duct cleaning and Draper, you name it, they can do it. Just call 801 Same Day. Same Day Heating and Air. The people who can in the big green van.
Good Health for Utah, sponsored by IASIS Healthcare Medical Centers, including Salt Lake Regional Medical Center.
I'm Sam Anderson. Peripheral artery disease, or PAD, is a narrowing of the arteries outside the heart, which can lead to gangrene or limb amputation. It also increases your risk for heart attack or stroke. Common symptoms are muscle cramps and slow healing wounds. Fortunately, PAD is easily diagnosed, can be managed, or even reversed with early detection and care. So get screened today. Most heart attacks involve discomfort in your chest radiating to your left shoulder and jaw that lasts for more than a few minutes or goes away and comes back. It can feel like uncomfortable pressure, squeezing, fullness, or pain. Immediate recognition and proper treatment are necessary to avoid a massive heart attack. Minutes matter. Call 911.
The next time you need emergency care, choose Salt Lake Regional Medical Center or skip the ER waiting room and check in online at utaher.com.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Dan Pope.
We're talking about some beautiful weather this afternoon. Morning clouds were around. We had some gusts of wind, but blue skies now on the Skyline Drive area across the Wasatch Plateau. This is the Fairview area. We're up on the mountaintop looking down towards the northern Sanpete Valley right down here. Now you can see there's some snow on the ground, but we're starting to see that snow melt just a little bit, unfortunately. Luckily, though, in eastern Utah and the LaSalle Mountains, where we're looking right now in Moab, lots of snow. We're still running about 120 to 130% of the normal snowpack across the San Juan County and the Grand County region. 65. That's your temperature right now in Moab. 73 in Bullfrog, Lake Powell. 77 in St. George. What a beautiful weekend it was across southern Utah. A lot of folks were out enjoying the national parks, enjoying the vistas, enjoying the clear air. We've had a little bit of wind push through northern Utah and slightly cooler temperatures. Yesterday we were 59. Saturday we had a high of 65. So if it feels a little bit cooler out there, it is, but it's not bad. This evening temperatures will be in the mid and upper 40s. If you have that outside soccer game, soccer practice, maybe it's a baseball practice, we're starting to get into that time of the year. Maybe it's a little early for that, but nevertheless, partly cloudy skies through the evening and into the morning hours, so we'll eventually drop it down to about 38. Again, a lot of clouds developing tomorrow. We have a warm front coming in. No precipitation anticipated with that, but partly cloudy, maybe mostly cloudy skies for a little while during the morning hours. These clouds, though, that have been over us most of the day are beginning to part and move eastward. One or two little showers still popping up over the eastern Tabaputs. Most of the state, though, enjoying the blue skies and the sunshine. Here's what the Pinpoint Futurecast shows. This is the wind pattern, still a little bit blustery there for you in eastern Utah. Here's that next storm. I talked about a warm front coming in. That warm front that will slide across tonight, tomorrow morning. That'll bring an increase in cloudiness. May get a little break about midday. So you can see right there, and then later in the day, here comes a little cold front. That's going to slide through on Wednesday morning. So again, we'll see those gusty northwest winds on Wednesday. Probably not much in the way of the precipitation falling, but we'll see temperatures holding pretty warm all week long as the storm systems seem to be moving by well to the north. Now, long-range computers are now hinting there'll be a buckling of the jet stream beginning on Monday of next week. So in 7 days from now, we'll see a much wetter, much cooler, wilder weather pattern next week. But March is definitely going to come in like a lamb. Did you enjoy your leap day today? I hope so. We gained that extra day, didn't we? Well, tomorrow's officially the first day of meteorological spring. So we'll look for mild temperatures to go along with that. 38 degrees in the morning, Salt Lake City, 26 in Price, 32 in Cedar City, 45 St. George. Now tomorrow, lots of sunshine mixed in with clouds. It's going to be a warm day. How about a high of 61 in Salt Lake City, 51 in Vernal, 56 in Delta, 56 for Ely, and 75 once again in St. George. For the next several days, very, very nice weather, 75, 77, 74, and then we're heading out towards the mid-70s. There will be some changes, though, coming in for you on Sunday and Monday, a chance for a scattered shower or two. Now, those showers on Sunday, Monday will be the beginning of a much larger weather pattern change for next week. In the meantime, your highs are going to be in the low 60s for the next several days. That's 6 days in the 60s, Nadia. 6 days in the 60s. I can't say that enough. How nice can that be when March starts?
Yeah, say that 3 times fast. Thanks, Dan. If you're living with lingering joint pain, perhaps stem cell therapy can help. Well, one expert says you can take control, relieve your pain, and reclaim your life. To tell us more about stem cell therapy is Dr. William Simkowski, Medical Director of Utah Stem Cells Joint Treatment at Intermountain Health and Wellness. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me, Nadia.
So when people hear stem cell therapy, I think of our professional athletes that are always into whatever can get them back on the ice, the court, the field faster. but it comes with a little bit of controversy. What's the controversy there, and what do you do at your facility?
Well, it's interesting that you mention that, because so many high-profile athletes are getting these types of treatments done, and it's a wonderful thing because it brought attention to the common man and the weekend warriors that also don't have to suffer with things like arthritis, tendinitis. And, the reason the higher profile sports athletes are getting these treatments done are that they can't afford to be on the sidelines. So as soon as they have an injury or they're trying to rehab from a problem, they're going and having stem cells and platelets injected into their damaged joints. And some of them are flying to other countries, even Germany. Peyton Manning had his neck done in Germany, for example.
I think Kobe Bryant did as well. He had a shoulder injury.
That's very true. And I think Kobe Bryant, he had an Achilles tear a couple years ago. And they don't wait for these to get better. They just are immediately getting the treatments done. But the reason why they're flying to other places to do it is that they're using embryonic stem cells in other countries. But here in America, we now can use amniotic stem cells that are FDA approved, and they have a lot of the same properties and nature of embryonic stem cells without any of the ethical concerns.
Right.
So embryonic stem cells are the ones that come from aborted fetuses and carry a little bit of controversy. We don't want to promote abortions in America, but amniotic stem cells are coming from a live, healthy birth. And we get the cells from the amniotic tissue, and then these mothers go on and deliver a live, healthy baby.
So once you get the ethical concerns out of the way, now people can know that this can really help them, and as you mentioned, quickly, to get people back to living the life they should be living.
Absolutely.
Who's a good candidate?
So anybody suffering from any types of arthritis, tendinitis, whether you have bad knees, whether you have bone-on-bone, severe arthritis, you've been told that you have to have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, all of these conditions can be improved by using stem cells and platelet-rich plasma. Platelets we get directly from the patient themselves. We do a blood draw in the office. It's a simple procedure. We spin it down and take the platelets. We add it to the amniotic stem cells that we purchased from a bioengineering company, and then we place these into the joints that are ailing you, and these cells can regenerate any tissue that's damaged. They're pre-programmed to just wait until the body tells them what cells they need to become. And so for many people, it's actually regrowing cartilage, which for years has been the holy grail of sports medicine. How do we regrow cartilage? Well, finally, we know how we can actually regrow cartilage, and it's no longer experimental. This is a proven science, and we can get people back to doing the things that they love to do, or just simply being pain-free.
When you say being pain-free, I mean, that is the key for a lot of people who live with this pain every single day. Now there seems to be this answer for them where you could potentially help them out so much to relieve that pain. How can people get a hold of you? How can they start that conversation?
Well, I have a website. It's called UtahStemCellTherapy.com that has a lot more information about what I've just explained. But I'm located in Sandy, Utah, right here in the Valley. And please just give me a call and make an appointment. The consultations are free. And those can sometimes be expensive just to see a specialist.
Absolutely.
And I'm also going to offer a $200 gift certificate to anybody that's interested in doing a procedure. They can apply that towards their procedure. And they can also have one for a friend or family member, because we all know somebody with joint pain or someone that's suffering.
Absolutely. So there's the information on your screen. It was UtahStemCellTherapy.com. Mention that you saw the good doctor here on ABC4 Utah News at 4 o'clock to get that $200 gift card. And we'll put all of your information on our website at goodforutah.com as well. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Nadia.
And we'll be right back.